Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, Dhode Our Vision English. Today we're going to explain the Indian movie Jaya 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 Hey, which was released in 2022. This story is based in the southern part of India, and if we talk about its IMDb rating, it's 7.8 out of 10. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into the story. At the beginning of the movie, we see a little girl named Jaya being lovingly held by her father. He says, just like Nehru raised Indira, I will also raise her. Hearing this, the uncle sitting nearby says, then this village will also get an Indira Gandhi. We see a big celebration as Jaya's ear-piercing ceremony is taking place. The whole village is present. Jaya grows a little older and is seen playing on a tree. Her uncle arrives and gets her down, worried she might get hurt. One day, Jaya's brother Jayant is playing with a toy and their father takes it away from him to give it to Jaya instead. Then there's another scene where the father is scolding and hitting Jayant for tearing his book. Jayant points out that Jaya's book is also torn, so why isn't she being scolded? From behind, their mother says, are you and she the same? All these scenes suggest that Jaya is given more importance in the house than Jayant and is treated with great love and affection. As Jaya grows older, she talks to her friend at school about how her parents treat her differently. Her friend explains, this happens in every household. Then we again see the earlier scene where her father says he'll raise her like Indira Gandhi. Her uncle chimes in again and adds, keep her hair long or else she won't get married. That statement sticks in her father's mind, and from then on, he becomes extra cautious and protective of her. Uncle hadn't pulled her down from the tree out of care. It was out of fear that the village would label her a wild or unruly girl, which could ruin her marriage prospects. The father gave Jaya the toy not because she needed it, but because she had asked for a doll and he didn't want to buy one, so he gave her her brother's toy instead. He hit Jayant for tearing his book because Jaya used that book to study, but no one else needed Jaya's book, so it wasn't considered a problem. It now becomes clear that Jaya wasn't being pampered out of love, but rather because of social expectations and marriage pressure. In fact, her name Jaya was even made to match her brother's name Jayant. Her parents' focus was clearly more on their son. One day, Jaya asks her mother if she can attend tuition classes. Her mother replies, all our money is already spent on your brother's education. Don't even think about it. Go wash the dishes instead. When a school trip is announced, Jaya asks her parents if she can go. They respond, what's there to see? It's just cold weather anyway, and deny her permission. Jaya passes her board exams with good marks and wants to pursue a BSc in anthropology. The exciting part is her high marks get her admission into her favourite college. Now the family starts discussing whether she should be allowed to go or not. The college is far, but since she got in on her own merit, they are 80% ready to send her. Jaya, who overhears all of this from her room, feels overjoyed and starts smiling brightly. But then her uncle walks in, the same one who always ruins things by speaking against her. The worst part is, her parents actually listen to him. The uncle says, when we don't have enough money at home, what's the point of sending her outside for college? That too will cost money. And eventually we'll have to get her married. We have to consider all this. Hearing all this, her parents gradually start agreeing with him. Just then, Jaya speaks up, saying that she really wants to study that course at that specific college. Her father immediately snaps at her. When elders are talking, kids don't interrupt. So she's silenced. Because of the uncle's interference, the family decides that she'll take admission in a nearby college instead. This way, she can come home regularly and it'll be cheaper. Jaya didn't want this at all. She had no interest in that college, but since even her mother was not standing up for her, she accepted it, thinking, at least I still get to study. At this college, a Hindi teacher used to teach the class. He had very progressive thoughts and believed women should be educated, have careers, and not be limited to doing housework. In class, he would encourage the girls to demand their rights. Basically, he was very feminist in his ideology and often spoke about women's empowerment. Over time, Jaya began to like him, and the teacher also noticed this. One day, he took her aside and asked directly whether she liked him. Jaya, already impressed by his thoughts and personality, confessed her feelings, and so began their relationship. As they started spending more time together, the teacher's true colours slowly came out. He began controlling her, asking why her phone was busy, why she changed her WhatsApp DP without asking him, telling her not to talk to boys, criticising her clothes, and placing many other restrictions. That's when Jaya realises all those great thoughts he shared in class were just empty words. In reality, he didn't practice what he preached. The worst part? One day he slaps her hard across the face. This incident reaches her family and a huge scene unfolds. Instead of worrying about the fact that she was hit, her uncle says, "Before this matter spreads in the village, just get her married." Nobody cared that she was physically assaulted without cause. Her father, instead of standing up for her, got angry at her, and it was decided she would be married off as soon as possible. That meant her education was over, and if she wanted to study more, her in-laws would decide. Now, a boy named Rajesh comes to see Jaya for marriage, along with his mother, his sister Raji, and his cousin brother Ani. Rajesh runs a poultry farm, raising and selling chickens, and his father works in Dubai. So, Rajesh runs the household and makes all decisions, often consulting Ani. Jaya and Rajesh are given 2 minutes to talk privately. But instead of talking about anything meaningful, Rajesh just talks about poultry farming, probably because that's the only thing he knows. After some family discussions, the marriage is fixed. The rituals are done quickly, and the wedding is completed. During her farewell, Jaya notices everyone crying and showing sadness, especially her uncle. But in her mind, she thinks, if everyone is so sad about me leaving, then why force this marriage in the first place? And now that it's done, why all this drama? Jaya arrives at Rajesh's house. She sees that the windows and table glass are cracked, the chairs are broken, and everything looks old and neglected. She wonders, why is everything here in such bad shape? The next day, she steps into the kitchen for the first time to make tea and sees her mother-in-law cooking a dish that is usually made on special occasions. When Jaya asks, her mother-in-law says, "We make this every day because Rajesh likes it." Later, while washing clothes, Jaya sees that the washing machine is barely functioning. She also finds an old sewing machine in the house. Curious, she watches YouTube videos and manages to fix it. But when her mother-in-law sees this, she yells at her, "Don't ruin it." One day, Rajesh takes Jaya along for some work, but before that, he stops by his office where he meets an old man, a recurring character in his business dealings. The issue here is, Rajesh sells chicken at the cheapest price in the whole city. Because of this, the old man's poultry business is failing. The old man wanted Rajesh to run his poultry business and share some of the profit with him. But since Rajesh's business was doing really well, he had become arrogant. So he rudely turned the old man away without even considering his offer. Meanwhile, Jaya kept learning things from YouTube. Even the most complicated tasks became easy for her through self-learning. She also learned how to cook new recipes and started preparing them for Rajesh. But Rajesh only liked the same traditional food he ate every day, so he didn't appreciate her cooking at all. Earlier, he had promised that after marriage, he would let Jaya continue her studies. When she brings this up, instead of replying, he breaks the TV remote in anger, not because of the TV's volume, but because he was upset about asking to study. His mother, sitting nearby watching her daily soap, smiles and says, "My son doesn't like TV serials, so he got a little irritated. Otherwise, he's such a gentle boy." One day, Jaya prepares a new dish she learned from YouTube and serves it to Rajesh. He gets angry and throws the food, saying, "I don't like this stuff." Later, his mother tells him that Jaya had made it with a lot of effort. Rajesh then apologizes, but Jaya isn't impressed with his attitude. She replies, "No matter who made it, you shouldn't disrespect food like that." Hearing this, Rajesh slaps her hard across the face and says, "I already said sorry. Why are you still talking? And learn how to speak properly when you're talking to me." His sister Raji tries to speak up, but Rajesh shuts her down too. His mother was standing right there, but the entire house went silent. No one said a word about what Rajesh had done. Later, we see Jaya sitting quietly, upset, when Rajesh comes and says, "Sorry, I hit you in the heat of the moment." The way he apologized made it sound like he was doing her a favor, as if he didn't actually feel guilty. He then takes her to a movie and later to a restaurant where he asks what she'd like to eat. Jaya tells him her preference, but Rajesh ignores it and orders what he likes instead. Basically, he was just going through the motions of making up. He didn't really care what Jaya thought or how she felt. He promises her, "This will be the last time. I'll never hit you again." But the very next moment, when a clock in the house breaks, he slaps her again. His mother and sister still say nothing. As usual, he takes her out to a movie afterward, then for dinner. And this becomes a regular cycle. Rajesh, who had sworn never to raise his hand again, was now hitting Jaya every few days over small things. After each slap, he would take her to a movie and dinner, but the movie was never of her choice, nor was the food. It had just become a routine. Jaya, now broken inside, finally tells her mother what she's going through. Her replies, "We women need to adjust a little. It's not like he's abusive or anything. It's just a slap. It's not like he's hitting you in public. Take care of yourself. Everything will be fine." Hearing this, Jaya begins to accept things quietly. She starts adjusting, enduring slaps over the most trivial issues as if it were normal. But the last straw came one day when Rajesh slapped her just because she had accidentally washed the jeans he wanted to wear. That was too much. Jaya breaks down and shares everything with her father, expecting him to understand. But even her father says, "This is life. Things will get better eventually." Now, even her own family had started to feel like strangers. Everyone was giving her advice she never imagined they would, and any small hope she had that her parents or brother might support her was now completely shattered. This is how Jaya's life had become. She had no choice left except to cry silently and endure the pain. Rajesh's mother would say, "He doesn't get angry like before, and after all, he runs the house now, so we can't really say anything." Rajesh's sister Raji tells Jaya, "I too was fed up with my in-laws and left my husband's house with all my belongings. But what was the point? He didn't even come to take me back. And look where I am today. If you leave this house, everyone will blame you, not him." This was now Jaya's life, constantly revolving around her husband, obeying his every word, getting scolded or slapped whenever he wanted, and with no one to support or protect her. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. One day, Jaya is wearing earphones and watching something on her phone. Rajesh walks in and gets angry, yelling, "All you ever do is stare at your phone. You don't do any real work." He tries to snatch the phone, but Jaya holds onto it with a strong grip. Rajesh uses all his strength to pull it away, but he still can't. Frustrated, he raises his hand to slap her like always. But this time, something happens that neither Rajesh nor the audience expected. Before Rajesh can hit her, Jaya catches his hand mid-air and kicks him hard in the stomach. The force sends Rajesh flying into the table. Even Rajesh is shocked, completely stunned, not understanding what just happened. We're shown in flashback that when everyone told Jaya to just tolerate the abuse and no one came to help her, she made a decision. She would become her own saviour. She started learning Kung Fu through YouTube, practicing in the bathroom, tying a pillow to a tree when no one was around, and training day and night. Her body slowly grew stronger and her moves sharper until she mastered self-defense. And today she used all that training by stopping Rajesh's hand and delivering a powerful kick, proving her transformation. The kick was so hard, Rajesh's dhoti traditional garment came loose. Jaya calmly brings him food and asks, "Would you like to eat?" Rajesh, embarrassed and limping, says, "I'm not hungry," and walks away like a drenched, defeated cat, holding his clothes together in pain. His stomach was hurting so much that he went to the medical store, but he couldn't explain exactly what had happened, so he didn't get any medicine. He then confides in the poultry farm workers, saying, "I kicked my wife. Now what do I do?" From their response, we realise something. When Rajesh had slapped Jaya earlier, it was these same workers who had told him, "Take her to a movie, take her out to eat. That will fix it." But now they have no advice to offer, because when a wife kicks back, no one knows what to do. Jaya doesn't tell anyone at home what happened. And Rajesh, of course, won't either. After all, if the village finds out he got beat up by his wife, his so-called reputation will be ruined. Later, Rajesh notices something strange. Footprints on the walls, a pillow tied to a tree, and it starts to click. Jaya had been training. He opens an old wooden box from his childhood and finds a few medals and a black belt, revealing that he too had learned karate when he was younger. Now, realizing the challenge ahead, he decides it's time to train again. Just like Jaya, he starts watching YouTube and rebuilding his strength, preparing himself for a rematch, because his ego couldn't accept being kicked by his wife. But Jaya never wanted a fight. She just wanted her husband to treat her with respect and stop hitting her. Despite everything, she still did her duties, fed him, cared for him, tried to keep things normal. But since Rajesh still hadn't learned his lesson, he puts on a protective cup and angrily calls out Jaya's name, just before the confrontation continues. Rajesh secretly turns on his phone's recording, hoping to gather evidence. Then he tries to provoke Jaya, hoping she'll hit him again so he can play the victim. Jaya warns him, "If you hit me, I'll hit back." Provoked, Rajesh slaps her again, but this time Jaya slaps him right back, even harder. What follows is a full-on martial arts showdown between husband and wife. Both start using the fighting techniques they learned, but the big difference? Rajesh learned karate to take revenge. Jaya learned it to defend herself. And that's why Jaya starts dominating the fight, kicking Rajesh down again and again. She rains down blows, stomps him hard, and leaves him so battered that he can't even stand up. In the end, Jaya wins. But Rajesh's mother and sister see him getting thrashed, and things take a messy turn. The entire family is called to the house. Rajesh's mom complains to everyone, "This is not the kind of girl I wanted my son to marry, one who beats him." Jaya's family counters, "But Rajesh was hitting her for no reason. What about that?" To this, Rajesh's mother snaps at Jaya's father. "Don't you hit your wife too? How would you feel if she slapped you back?" Men are bound to get angry sometimes, but that doesn't mean women should act the same way. If women start doing that, the whole household will collapse. She adds, "My son is very innocent. That's why he tolerated it. Any other husband would have kicked her out by now." Rajesh's cousin, Arnie, also joins in and says living in a family means you have to adjust. What's the point of all this fighting? If word gets out, the family's reputation will be ruined. Jaya replies huffily, "So when my face was getting slapped repeatedly, did no one think about the family's reputation?" Arnie dismissively says, "Rajesh might have hit you once in anger. What's the need to blow it up so much?" Jaya fires back, "He didn't hit me once. He slapped me 21 times in just 6 months. That's 420 times in 10 years. In 40 years, I'll get slapped 1,680 times. So should I just wait around for that to happen?" This stuns everyone into silence. Arnie pulls Rajesh aside and whispers, "Just apologize and end this right now. If this gets out, people will laugh at you that you got beat up by your wife. Later, once she gets pregnant, 3 or 4 years will go into raising the baby. And when she starts getting active again, get her pregnant again. That'll kill her interest in education or a career. Her entire life will revolve around you and the kids. That's how you'll become a real man." Rajesh seems to take all this in, and following this toxic advice, he apologizes to Jaya. Jaya, unaware of his hidden motives, forgives him too, and the fight seems resolved, at least on the surface. Now Rajesh starts pretending to be sweet and innocent, acting like a changed man. He talks lovingly to Jaya and even starts eating the food she lovingly cooks, the same food he used to angrily throw away before. Then Arnie gives Rajesh another idea. Try being romantic with her. That'll get the baby-making process going. Go sing her a cute song, something with her name in it. Rajesh thinks, what song even has her name in it? After some thought, he comes up with one. He stands in front of her and sings, "Jaya! Aye, Jaya Jaya!" Jaya is confused and unimpressed. She ignores him and walks away. Next, Rajesh pulls the ultimate make my wife happy move. He takes Jaya to her parents' house, which in Indian tradition is a big gesture of reconciliation. Jaya is genuinely happy to see her parents, and Rajesh behaves extra sweet and respectful. In fact, he even gives Jaya the chicken leg piece, something most people don't offer to others because it's considered the tastiest part. But Jaya's brother, Jayant, notices something strange. He realizes brother-in-law is being too nice. So he warns Jaya, be careful, something's off, stay alert. Now Rajesh sprays on a fancy perfume and lies down in his room, hoping that tonight he'll finally sleep with Jaya. But just then, Jaya walks in with a sanitary pad in her hand, a clear sign that she's on her period. That ruins Rajesh's entire plan, bringing Jaya to her parents' house, treating her nicely, and luring her into sex. All went in vain. A few days later, Rajesh once again sweet-talks her, trying to get close. Suddenly, he spots a snake outside the window and gets scared, running out of the room. His mom, thinking her innocent son is scared, tells him to sleep with her, but Rajesh refuses. Instead, he takes Jaya with him to sleep, and in the middle of the night, Jaya returns to the room, melted by his affection. And finally, what Rajesh had been waiting for, they sleep together. After a few days, Rajesh takes Jaya to the hospital. She's showing signs of pregnancy. At that moment, Rajesh receives a voice note from Anika talking about how their plan succeeded. Jaya overhears this and becomes suspicious. What plan? When she asks Rajesh about it, he dodges her questions. But later that night, when he returns home, Jaya confronts him like a rock, demanding the truth. And in anger, Rajesh spills it all. Yes, we had a plan to get you pregnant. You thought I was scared of you? Now I've ended your life. You'll spend the rest of your days raising kids, stuck in the house, no education, no job. You'll be feeding off me, my kids, my money, and that's all you'll be. Hearing this, Jaya is stunned, speechless. She can't believe someone could stoop so low just to satisfy his male ego. She collapses in shock, falling to the ground and hitting her stomach. We next see Jaya in the hospital. Tragically, we learn that the unborn baby has died due to the injury. Everyone, including Rajesh's mother, blames Jaya for the miscarriage. Rajesh's mom sneers, "That's karma for the slap you gave my son." Even Jaya's own mother blames her instead of offering support. She says, "We did everything for you. Your father fulfilled your every wish. We let you marry and you loved. What more do you want? Rajesh takes such good care of you, and all you do is fight." One by one, everyone turns against Jaya, her in-laws, her own parents, acting as if they've always been right, and she's the one who ruined everything. Finally, Jaya makes a decision. She will no longer live with Rajesh. Her father coldly says, "If you're not going to live there, then you're not welcome here either." Heartbroken, Jaya starts to leave. Rajesh smirks and says, "You talk about equality, right? Then pay half the hospital bill." Jaya doesn't have the money. She promises to pay later and leaves in tears. Only her brother Giant comes to her side. He takes her to a PG-paying guest room and helps her settle in. At this point, he's the only one who truly supports her, realizing how wrong everything has been. Jaya begins looking for a job, but since her studies were incomplete, it's hard to find anything. One day, Jaya's mother visits her, pretending to take her home. But Jaya soon realizes she's not being taken to her family home, but back to Rajesh's house. When she refuses, her mom lashes out and storms off, now also seeing Jaya as the villain. Everyone now sees Jaya as the bad one, and she has no one left. Helpless and broken, her steps take her to the building's rooftop. She stands at the edge of the boundary wall, looking into the dark. She sees no future, no light, only pain, and thinks, if life is this hopeless, maybe I should just end it, turn everything into white silence. Just then, the scene cuts, and we discover something shocking. The video of Jaya beating Rajesh has gone viral. Why? When Jaya kicked Rajesh earlier, it happened right in front of the phone he was secretly using to record her for evidence. Later, Rajesh had taken the phone to a repair shop, and the shopkeeper extracted the video. That video spread like wildfire. Now everyone has seen Rajesh getting beat up by his wife, and they're roasting him online. The internet explodes with debate. Is it right for a wife to beat her husband? What drove her to do this? Why isn't anyone talking about the abuse she went through first? Rajesh becomes a laughingstock, hiding inside the house, too ashamed to go to work. Meanwhile, the old poultry businessman, the one who was losing business because of Rajesh, starts selling chickens cheaper than Rajesh ever did, and his business takes off. Rajesh's staff suggests, "You should just divorce Jaya. That'll teach her a lesson." He starts believing that his ruined image is what's tanking his business, and maybe divorcing Jaya is the only way out. We now learn that Jaya didn't jump from the rooftop. She's alive, though life still isn't easy. But she's standing. Everything is fine now, and it's time to attend the divorce hearing of Rajesh and Jaya. The judge announces that before proceeding with the case, the two of them should first try to come to an understanding about whether they want to stay together or not. In response, Jaya says she doesn't want to live with Rajesh because the decision to get a divorce was his alone, not hers, and he never consults her before making any decisions. This sparks an argument between Rajesh and Jaya, which goes on for quite a while. During the argument, Rajesh's outdated mindset about women comes out clearly. Before the judge can give a verdict, Jaya asks for 5 minutes to speak with Rajesh privately. Their conversation seems to suggest that maybe after a bit of back and forth, things might work out and they won't go through with the divorce. But something else entirely happens. While looking at the divorce papers, Jaya casually asks Rajesh how his business is going and for how much he's selling his chickens these days. Rajesh, in a low voice, replies, 125 rupees. While signing the divorce papers, Jaya responds, I'm selling them for 115 rupees. Then she hands him the signed papers with a smile and walks away. At this moment, we realise that when the old man was talking to Rajesh about his business, Jaya overheard everything. When Jaya was on the verge of ending her life, she got an idea. Even if no one was willing to help her, someone who already had a running business could at least get a loan based on that business. She cancels her plan to die and goes to the old man, strikes a deal with him and becomes a partner in his business. Later, we see Rajesh's goons coming to kill the old man, but they had no idea what they were in for. Jaya, once again showing off her kung fu skills, beats them all up. Now, Jaya had a new hope for life. She stood on her own feet and no longer needed to beg anyone or live at someone else's mercy. So, our movie ends with a happy ending. In the end, this story serves as a reflection of a harsh reality. Across the world, countless girls are taught from a young age to shrink themselves, to adjust, to stay silent, instead of being encouraged to grow, dream, and lead. This film sheds light on how deeply many men struggle with emotional expression and, as a result, fail to treat their partners with the empathy, care, and respect they deserve. The female lead isn't asking for privilege or power, only for the freedom to make her own choices, to study, to work, to live life on her terms. She wants agency, not authority. It also confronts a painful truth that in many households, women are expected to bear physical and emotional abuse quietly, as if it's their burden to carry. The film doesn't just portray domestic violence, it shows its devastating impact on a woman's identity, confidence, and mental health. But more importantly, it offers hope. It proves that no matter how broken or trapped one might feel, it's never too late to rise. With courage and self-belief, anyone, especially women, can break free from toxic relationships, controlling families, and rigid societal expectations. This story ends with a powerful call to mothers. Raise your sons to be kind, respectful, and emotionally aware. Teach them that strength is not in dominance, but in compassion. To women, know your worth. Stand up for yourself. You are not alone, and your voice matters. And to every family, support the women in your lives, not just with love in words, but with respect in actions. Let them live, choose, and thrive. Stay tuned for more inspiring and emotional stories just like this one. Until next time, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Got a movie you'd like me to cover? Just drop the title and the country it's from in the comments. I'd love to check it out and might feature your suggestion in an upcoming video. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon with another unforgettable story.